When you think of Canada, you picture maple syrup, moose, and polite apologies. But what if I told you that image is only half the story? Beneath the politeness, Canada is hiding a secret life, a life of pure, unadulterated sin. Sounds wild, right? Like discovering your grandma has a secret life as a rap star? But stick with me. We're about to pull back the curtain on the Great White North. We'll dive into the data, the culture, and the weird laws that make Canada a low-key contender for the most sinful country on Earth. And no, I'm not talking about a criminal underworld. I'm talking about the fun stuff: gluttony, lust, pride. This is a country that grows and sells weed, has a national maple syrup reserve, and hosts a festival where you drink a shot with a mummified human toe. Yes, a real human toe. Canada isn't just polite, it's playing a whole different game. We're not here to judge, but to celebrate the messy human side of a country that's often seen as too perfect. From food obsessions to surprising romantic habits, Canada might just be the wild child of the developed world. So, forget what you thought you knew. We're about to uncover the truth. By the end, you'll see Canada in a whole new light, and maybe even feel a little jealous. Grab your double-double and settle in for a journey into the surprisingly sinful heart of Canada. Let's clear something up. When I say sinful, I'm not talking about fire and brimstone. For us, sinful means fun, indulgence, and living life with flavor. We're talking about the 7 deadly sins: gluttony, lust, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride, reimagined for the modern world. Gluttony is about loving food. Lust is about passion and openness. Greed, that's ambition. Sloth, the art of chilling out. A study once ranked the world's most sinful countries using data on things like alcohol, gambling, and adult entertainment. The results? The quietest countries often have the most fun. Canada is the perfect stealth sinner, flying under the radar while secretly acing every category. As we explore Canada's sins, remember, this is about understanding what makes the country tick. What do Canadians love? How do they spend their time and money? These are the real questions. This isn't about judgment. It's about celebrating the human desire for more. And as you'll see, Canada has been quietly mastering the art of more for a long time. So, let's dig in. Welcome to Canada's secret side. Let's start with gluttony, the most delicious sin. Canada is a heavyweight when it comes to food. Sure, they've perfected poutine, but that's just the beginning. Canadians eat more mac and cheese per capita than anyone else. Kraft dinner is basically a national treasure. And maple syrup? Canada produces over 70% of the world's supply and keeps a strategic reserve, just in case. While other countries stockpile oil, Canada hoards pancake topping. That's dedication. Drinks? Tim Hortons is a religion, fueling one of the world's highest coffee consumption rates. The craft beer scene is booming, and the Caesar, a spicy cocktail with clam tomato juice, is a national favorite. Every region has its own signature treat, from butter tarts to Nanaimo bars. Festivals celebrate lobster, ribs, even garlic. This isn't a country that nibbles, it feasts. Canada's approach to food is one of joyful abundance. In a world obsessed with restriction, their unapologetic love for food is a beautiful sin. They embrace calories with open arms. Compared to more restrained cultures, Canada's culinary scene is all about indulgence. So, next time you think of Canada, picture a country that truly knows how to eat. And that's just the appetizer. Now, let's talk about lust, Canada's secret passion. You might think Canadians are reserved, but the data says otherwise. Canadians are among the world's top visitors to adult sites, spending more time per visit than most. But it's not just online. Canada was one of the first countries to legalize same-sex marriage, and cities like Toronto and Vancouver host some of the world's biggest pride parades. Canadians are also huge users of dating apps, actively seeking connection. This isn't a cold, passionless country. It's a place with a warm heart and an open mind. Their progressive laws and digital dating habits show a nation that embraces love in all its forms. Canadians may not be as outwardly expressive as some cultures, but their actions speak volumes. It's a quiet, confident passion, a slow-burning fire that's more powerful than it looks. In Canada, love is love, and everyone's invited. That's a sin worth celebrating. Greed, let's call it ambition, or hustle. Despite their reputation for social safety nets, Canadians love to gamble. Provincial lotteries rake in billions. The real hustle? Legal cannabis. Canada was the first G7 nation to legalize it, turning a black market into a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's not just policy. It's peak capitalist ambition, wrapped in a polite package. The housing market is another obsession. Cities like Vancouver and Toronto have some of the world's most expensive real estate. Canadians talk about house prices like it's a national sport. Owning property isn't just about shelter, it's about status and wealth. This drive for ownership and investment is a powerful force in Canadian culture. Compared to countries where renting is the norm, Canadians are all about climbing the property ladder. Their ambition has created prosperity and some big challenges. Underneath the politeness, Canadians are deeply competitive and aspirational. Their greed is quieter than Wall Street's, but it's just as real, and it's shaping the country. Sloth, redefined as the art of chilling out. Canada is a master of leisure and work-life balance. Paid vacation is standard, and Canadians actually use it. Cottage country is a national ritual. Weekends at the lake, doing as little as possible. It's not laziness, it's essential for well-being. Long weekends and statutory holidays are built for maximum relaxation. Urban planning reflects this, with massive parks like Stanley Park and Mont Royal designed for public leisure. Canadians picnic, nap, and stroll. Rest is a priority. These green spaces are statements. Relaxation matters as much as work. Canada ranks high for quality of life and work-life balance. They've turned sloth into a virtue. While others burn out, Canadians chill out. It's a lifestyle the world should envy. Wrath. Surely not Canadian, right? Think again. Canadian anger is subtle, passive-aggressive, and uniquely polite. You won't see shouting matches, but you'll get a strongly worded letter or a quiet tut-tut. The real outlet? Hockey. On the ice, all that repressed aggression explodes. Hockey fights are a national tradition. It's a cathartic release that keeps the rest of the year polite. In politics and protests, Canadian wrath is organized and oddly considerate. Think bridge blockades with bouncy castles. It's anger with a logistical plan and a side of community barbecue. This simmering, controlled fury is what makes it fascinating. Canadians value order and politeness, but they have a breaking point. Their wrath isn't loud, but it's deep. When pushed too far, even the nicest people can move mountains, or block a trade route. Underneath the calm exterior lies a passion that shouldn't be underestimated. Canadian wrath is real, it's just wrapped in a parka, and it's uniquely their own. Finally, pride. For a country known for humility, Canada has a fierce, quiet pride. They're proud of their healthcare, multiculturalism, and surviving winters that would make a polar bear cry. On Canada Day, the whole country erupts in red and white. Much of their pride comes from being not American. Gun control, universal healthcare, and AE are badges of honor. When Canadian celebrities make it big, it's a national celebration. They're fiercely loyal to homegrown talent and brands. Even their money features hockey games. Canadian pride isn't about being better than everyone else. It's about being the best version of themselves. They're proud of their feasts, their open-mindedness, their ambition, and their ability to chill. It's a quiet confidence that says, we know we're not perfect, but we love what we've built. And that's something to celebrate. Canadian pride ties all their sins together. So, is Canada the most sinful country? If sinful means embracing pleasure and living passionately, then absolutely. Canada balances its polite reputation with a love for all the fun, messy parts of being human. This isn't about judgment. It's about curiosity and discovery. Canada's sins are what make it fascinating. The maple syrup reserve, the clam juice cocktail, the passive-aggressive anger. These quirks are windows into the soul of a nation. Every country has its own hidden sins and secret passions. The world is more interesting than the stereotypes suggest. So, stay curious. Ask questions. Look beyond the headlines. If you want to keep exploring the world's hidden truths, stick around. There are so many more stories to tell, and so many more sinful secrets to uncover. The world is wild, wonderful, and weird. Let's explore it together.